Tricky is back on the green light. He's allowed a fresh start again, so hopefully he'll behave himself now. I've spoken to Mr. Holditch about our pot, and we call it the party pot. It doesn't always mean a party, but it's a sort of a party because we want to take over the school, and we're not quite there yet, but I just wanted to check that it was still okay for us to have a treat if we got to the top, despite it being lockdown. When we get back to school, is it still okay if we have our treat? I don't know. Watch this. I'm going to ask Mr. Holditch now if we can still have our treat if we get all our cubes in the party pot. I hope he says yes. Okay guys, so we're here with Mr. Holditch. I'm just checking to see that if we get the party cubes in our pot, will we be allowed to take over the school for the day? Is that still okay, Mr. Holditch?
Well, yes it is, Mrs. Stone, yes it is, but there's a bit of a problem. Has one of your children been drawing on the tables?
No, it might have been Tricky, or the naughty boss.
Really?
Okay, it was me. It was me. I'm sorry.
You've been drawing on the tables?
I have, but for maths work, really. But I did clean them off, but they just stained a little bit.
Very naughty. Mrs. Stone is a very naughty girl. But I don't want the children to miss out. So, yes, they can have their party in the hall and have everything out to play with because they've been good boys and girls. They're not like you, are they?
No, I won't let it happen again.
Okay, all right then. We'll say yes, the children can have their party, okay?
Okay, thank you, Miss Holditch.
All right, bye.
Bye. He said yes, we're gonna take over the school. So that's some exciting news, so we still get to have our treat for you. Let's look at our maths for today. Okay, so we've seen the number line before when we do our addition. From the ceiling to the floor, from the window to the door. They're adding together. So usually when we have this one, we do one big jump to number 9. So starting on 0, one big jump to number 9. And then this one is the little jumps, isn't it? 2 little jumps. And you jump before you count. So 1, 2. And the number we've landed on is 11. Then your person goes back to 0, or your counter. One big jump to number 13. So you find 1 and a 3. Where is it? There it is. One big jump to 13. And then this many little jumps. 13 plus 4 little jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4 means I land on number 17. Okay, and they're right, and you know how to do those. But today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to subtract, so ignore this, because today it's all about subtraction, and this is how you do it. We've got subtraction sentences there. Can you see them? And I'm going to show you how you do it differently for subtraction. I'm going to show you how we use the number line, but in a slightly different way for subtraction. So, my counter today, I'm not going to use this one. I want to change today. I've just found, don't laugh, I've just found this guy. His legs are missing. Who took his hair off or his hat? But I'm going to use him. He looks really grumpy though. Okay, I'm going to start him at 0. There he is. Mr. Grumpy. Okay. Mr. Grumpy, you are going to do some subtraction. We've got subtraction there today. It's not from the ceiling to the floor. It's take away. So, the same way as you do your addition, you have one big jump for the first one. So he needs to have one big jump to number 9. There it is, one big jump to number 9. And then usually it would be 3 little jumps. It is still 3 little jumps, but today, because it's subtraction, we are going backwards. Turn Mr. Grumpy round. He's done his one big jump to number 9 and he's going to take away 3 little jumps. 1, 2, 3. And Mr. Grumpy has landed on 6. Let's try it on our fingers. 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can you check my fingers? Is that 9? Take away 3. 1, 2, 3. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Grumpy was right. Well done. So the first number, he goes forward, but then this one, the little jumps, he starts to go back home again. He's so grumpy. It's like he wants to go out for the day and then he changes his mind and he storms off home. Let's pop him there. Have you got a Lego person you could use? It might be a good idea to choose something different when we're doing subtraction. Now, when my brother does his work, he does it wrong. He does one big jump to number 9, and then, even though it's take away and subtraction, he does 3 little jumps forward. 1, 2, 3. And his total is 12. That's the wrong answer. What my mummy's done for him is, underneath his number line, he's got a subtraction arrow. So it shows Mr. Grumpy the way home. The first number is where he goes out, and then he takes that many jumps to go back home. So hopefully the arrow will remind my brother to send Mr. Grumpy back home. Should we try the next one together? So always start your person at 0. One big jump to 17, a 1 and a 7. That's going to be a really big jump to here. One big jump forward. That bit stays the same. Take away 4 little jumps. So the first thing we need to do is turn him around. Make sure he stays on 17 though. 4 little jumps backwards, ready? Jump before you count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Grumpy has got to number 13, a 1 and a 3. Let's try the next one. Can you just about see that? Go home, Mr. Grumpy. Here he is, facing the right way as if he's going to go out again. How many is he going to do his big jump to? Did you say 14? Fantastic. So we'll find 14, a 1 and a 4. There's Mr. Grumpy at 14. Take away, take away. So let's turn him round. He's going to take some numbers away and go backwards. Take away 5 jumps. I don't count here, do I? Because he hasn't moved yet. Wait for him to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's landed on number 9. So 9 goes in your box. 14, take away 5 equals 9. So just remember, don't be like my brother and get it wrong. You take your first jump, 14, 14. Then this symbol here is take away. If it's take away, we need to turn him round. That's quite a lot to remember. I think it might catch you out a little bit, but it's the first time we've tried it, so don't worry. Okay, everybody, so your sheet looks like this. And I'll just have one turn at doing this with you. We've got our arrow there to show us that we're going backwards. So the first number forward, the next number back. And that symbol here, the subtraction symbol, teaches us to turn round. Are you ready? This is not easy today, is it? I'm going to use that pink counter there because I've lost Mr. Grumpy. I'm not joking, I don't know where I've put him. Okay, let's have a look. So our first number is 9. One big jump for number 9. Oh, there's 9. Okay, ready? Number 9. 9. Take away. Now I can't turn my counter round. It's easy when you've got a person because you can change their face, you can change their body so that they change direction. Will a counter be more difficult? Probably, but I think I can do it with your help. So one big jump to 9, take away, so this time I want to follow the arrow. 1, oh just one jump. And I land on number 8. So I know my answer is number 8. You've got your sheets to complete today. That's quite tricky. If you can't manage that, you can always have a break or watch the video again, or we're going to practice it again next week. Sometimes you don't always learn things the first time you try them, but it really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you try. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall see you on Monday. Bye everyone.